Thank you. Thank you. Okay. All right. Good afternoon. This is the meeting of the Appointments Committee. Our date of our meeting is October 10th at 4 o'clock. I'd like to make an announcement that in accordance with Massachusetts General Law, Chapter 30A, Section 20, I must inquire whether anyone is recording this meeting, and if so, to please make your presence known. Okay. This is going to be a taped meeting, although it will not be shown live on our Channel 18. So, Cindy, would you please do the roll call?
Councilors: Schnapp,
Here.
Mendez,
Here.
Starr,
Here.
Atzelis, Shaughnessy. You have quorum.
Thank you very much. Public comment on our agenda. Does anybody in the room like to make any public comment? Seeing none, we'll move on to our first and only interview of the day. And Ms. Kramer, would you like to come up and have a seat? Oh, would you like to sit here? That might be a little.
Yeah, go ahead. Sit here.
Shift that microphone to you. If you can speak as close as you possibly can. So, welcome, and you're here today for a position on the Council of Aging. We actually have several openings, and so you could name your preference. We have a full member position that expires this June, 6/30/2024. We have two full member positions with the term expiring 6/30/2026, and we have two alternate positions for a term expiring 6/30/2026. Okay. Do you have any preference? Would you like to have a full term?
Yes.
For the 2026?
Yes.
Okay, great. All right, well, I'd like to open it up to, I'd like to open up to you. Would you like to make any opening comments or statements about your interest in this committee?
Yeah, I'm interested in the committee because as a senior myself and having all my capabilities, I'm able to, get through the system. But I know there are many people who are not as fortunate as me, and I'd like to be able to help them. And I just love being a part of anything that will help my fellow man. So,
Great.
It's very important to me. I just moved here recently from Florida, and I've met some people at the senior center, and I've been very impressed with that whole situation. My daughter here, Michelle, she runs a home health agency here on the Cape, which helps a lot of people who have problems. So I've kind of volunteered in helping her office out a little bit too. So
Great.
gets me busy and keeps me in the community, and it gets me to know people in the community again.
Great.
Yeah.
Thank you. I'd like to turn it over to my fellow counselors. Counselor Mendez?
Yeah, just one question. Hi, and thank you for applying. You mentioned getting through the system. What do you think is the biggest hindrance for seniors as far as getting through the system?
I think it's that a lot of seniors don't have the knowledge of how to get through the system. Some of them are, I'm fortunate because I'm computer savvy, I read a lot, I do a lot of things, but a lot of seniors my age are not technologically, and it's a little harder, it's a lot harder for some of them to navigate the system, so.
Hard for me.
So that's one of the reasons that,
Okay. Great, thank you for applying.
Yes.
I've got 'em here. Maybe you can do mine.
We'll take turns here. Okay. So Mike, I'm wondering what your experience at the Adult Community Center is. What programs have you?
Well, I've been involved on the I just started working with the senior people over there, and I've volunteered in I'm working with some of the committees. There's also Help Thy Neighbors. I went to that meeting as well, because I really want to be in the community and help people as much as I can,
So you've been to meetings and. So do you know the SHINE program at all?
No, I do
Okay.
not. Yeah.
That's the one where they have advisors who help people choose Medicare supplement.
Oh, okay.
It's pretty
Oh,
important.
okay.
When you're turning 65, you have to choose what the. And a lot of people have trouble navigating that. So.
Well, there's another thing. I'm also a veteran, so I was, pleased to see that the senior center also has meeting places for the veterans to go, because I think that's important too. You know, there's a lot of things going on over there, and I just think it's really, really beneficial, you know.
Going to be involved whether we choose or not, but we're not. I didn't mean that's not.
Yeah.
That's not.
I just have a couple questions. Ms. Kramer, did you have any opportunity, well, when you were in Florida, to serve in any capacity or volunteer?
Yeah, I actually belong to a group that's called PEO. It's a philanthropic educational organization, and I was the president of my chapter. It's to help educate women all across it started by 7 women in 1869, and we help women get educated all across the country. We're in Canada and also in Europe now, and I do a lot of volunteer work with that, and also help. I worked at the Seafarers House. I also worked part-time for the cruise ships before I moved here. And they had a home down that took care of the seamen when they came in, and we used to do volunteer, make packages for them over the holidays and things like that. So I did a lot of volunteering that way.
That's great. Do you notice any differences between what issues they face in Massachusetts versus Florida? Is there?
Be honest with you, I think the senior people here are much better off than the people in Florida.
Okay.
We did not have the resources in Florida that we have here. This place blows me away. I'm just so happy to see what's happening here, that we don't have anything like that in Florida. And I was there for 40 years, and we just didn't have the capabilities that we have here, which I think is just wonderful, you know.
Well, good. Well, it seems like you'll have a lot of knowledge and enthusiasm to bring to this committee. It's a large committee, but I think having a lot of different perspectives, and we've recently added a few people that are really phenomenal. So I think you will enjoy meeting the other committee members and the kind of work that you'll be doing to,
Sure.
Expand the programming that we have at our adult community center. I think that's very exciting.
Yeah.
I haven't been there for a while, but during the height of the pandemic, a couple of us were counselors, volunteered with the regular volunteers to
okay.
do the monthly. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
So that probably is still a fairly
Yeah,
strong program.
they've just recently now put back in the vans that they're going to be able to take people to
Okay.
their appointments and stuff. So I think that's a big plus, you know. Yeah.
Good. All right. So at this point, let me tell you a little bit about our process. We are a committee of the town council, which is our form of government here in the town of Barnstable. We will be making a recommendation after we finish our interview with you and the rest of our meeting to the full council. And the full council meets on the first and third Thursday of the month. Our recommendation is brought to those meetings, and it has to have 2 readings, so it takes a little bit of time. Our next meeting is...
November 2nd.
What's that?
November 2nd. Or the 19th is the next one.
The next one. So we could get that on the 19th.
I could.
Yeah.
Yep.
So October 19th, we'll have a first read, and then the second read would be November 2nd. So that would probably be the earliest you would be able to, get your appointment through.
Right.
And then what happens is Cindy would notify you that
Our
that
next town council
has
meeting.
occurred. You'll come back here and get sworn in by the
Okay.
town clerk.
Okay.
And
Sorry?
you're off and running. In fact, we had, Cindy said,
October
2 people
19th and then
today that
November
were coming
2nd.
in to get their letter and to get,
We'll be
sworn in.
Right,
So,
right. Actually, the lady that was here right before me, Kathy,
yes, Kathy
she and
Turnbull.
I met at the same luncheon at the senior center, and we've been to a couple of meetings
October
together.
19th is
So
Thursday.
she is new too. Yeah,
I'm,
thank you.
I'm going to suggest something that you might have heard of, but you might be a really good candidate for, is we have a Citizens Academy that, it starts in, it's January, I think. It's an opportunity for anybody in town to sign up and be a part of a series, a cohort, thank you, a series of Well,
educational meetings, like once a week.
Uh-huh.
Once a week.
yeah, I think it's once
Yeah.
a week.
I haven't done it for about 3 years. But where they meet with like the finance department, the rec department, the.
Oh,
Police department,
Police
the
department.
school
Oh, so-
department.
yeah,
and-
right.
Presentations from every major department.
Oh,
Right,
yeah.
it gives you a sense of everything that we do here.
Right.
And it's
An
amazing,
overview.
Yeah.
so.
It's possible.
So just keep your ears open for that. I don't know
Yeah.
exactly how the recruitment happens for that, but I would imagine that they'd have something at the community center.
But there are a lot of
Yeah.
newsletters that come out of town hall.
Yeah.
There's one from there's one from the adult center, and there's one from, there's an evenings that comes.
Okay. Oh, good. Yeah, oh, definitely.
Okay, great.
Sounds
A-
good.
Any questions for us?
No, I think you've explained
Okay,
everything to
good.
me, and I was, given a lot of information before I got here, so I was
Okay.
well prepared,
Okay, good.
What did they
which
say
I'm
about
happy
any of
for.
us?
Yeah. That's a tough crowd.
No, it was,
Okay, just
no,
make
it was
sure,
all good
yeah.
stuff.
All right.
So,
Well, thank you very
Okay.
much.
Thank you.
All right, we will,
Thank you, nice meeting you.
okay,
Okay.
take care.
Much
Have
for
a good
bringing her
day.
in.
What's left of it.
Yeah, I know, you missed the pouring rain. which is good.
All
It's
right,
twice in a
Thank
row.
you. Have a great day.
Bye-bye.
You too, bye.
okay. So actually, we can go right to a recommendation if someone feels so moved.
I'll make a motion to appoint Janet Kramer to a full position member of the Council on Aging, a term expiring 6/30/2026.
Second.
We have a first and a second. Any discussion?
No,
Hearing
no,
none.
she's wonderful. Great.
All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Thank you, that was easy. All right, not yet.
more?
All right, we have a couple things. We have some correspondence that you've received, I don't know if you had a chance to look at it yet, from the licensing authority. As you know, we have, this is one of our boards and commissions that has both regular members and associate members. The current structure here is 3 regular and 4 associates? 4 associates. We have before us a resignation of a current associate member. If we accept that resignation, we have the ability to appoint Jessica Silver to that associate member position. We did interview her before. We were in favor of appointing her, but we wanted to have some resolution of who is actually on the committee.
So how many regular members?
3
3,
and
okay.
4 associates.
Okay.
So do we need to take a motion to accept a resignation? Okay, so we have a resignation, we have the ability to assign Jessica Silver to an associate member position. Do I have a motion to move forward with that?
I'll make a motion to appoint Jessica Silver as a full-time member?
No, associate
An
member position.
Of the
Li-
licensing authority. Second.
We have a first and a second.
Is there any limit on that, or is
and-
it just
Probably the rest of his term, I would imagine, right?
for the rest of her term?
What is the term that
Is there
just,
a term, or
Oh, it would be, I'm sorry, 6/2025.
6/2025?
okay,
Yeah.
6,
That's when Max would have filled the rest, so she's
Okay.
backfilling his position to
Okay.
2025.
okay, great.
Next is, okay.
So we have a motion and a second. Any discussion? Hearing none. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries.
Sorry, can Counselor Starr move the microphone?
Yeah,
How's that, better? Thank you.
there we go. Thank you. Okay, we have also been requested to appoint either Larry Decker or Nancy Carlson Lidman to a regular member position. They currently are both serving as associate members. Normally, the chair and/or the full committee makes their recommendation on who should move from associate to regular. They chose not to. I feel that I need more information before making that recommendation and would suggest that we schedule both candidates or both members for our next meeting so that we can have a better knowledge base to make our decision.
Yeah.
Are there, okay, so there are 2 full-time members now. David,
Associate members. So there's 2 regular members.
Regular members of the meant, yeah.
We have a vacancy for a regular member, and the question is, we have
Put one of those two, okay.
2 associate members who would be in a position to move up. And both have actually served on the licensing authority for several years. So there's nothing in the material I've seen to
Seen that-
date
that
that gives me
indicates-
enough information to make that decision. So,
Okay,
is that green?
so can we move it to the next meeting? Or,
Yeah, let's make a motion
Without-
to move this decision and invite the 2 members to come to our meeting for an interview.
because if we vote to put one of them as a regular member, that just happens. They don't have to go to the town council.
I think that is a requirement, that it's a recommendation goes, yeah, it goes through two
Okay,
readings.
I wasn't sure, okay.
Uh,
Makes it a long process, but that,
It does, but the way the licensing authority works, it doesn't impede their work
Okay.
not to have
Yeah,
somebody in
okay.
that position, so.
so I make a motion to move this item to our next regular meeting in November. Of the Appointments Committee, yes. Yeah,
Second.
That's okay. Any discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Okay. And we have a resignation from our Sandy Neck Committee. That's Ann Kennedy as a regular member. Cindy, could you tell us the status? Is that create a new vacancy, and what would the term be?
Member position,
Okay.
and it would be, I'll tell you,
she's right here.
Oh, sorry.
Wait, wait.
Do you need this back? They had me go up to see if you needed it back.
thank you so
You're
much.
welcome. Excuse me.
Her term ends 6/30/2024.
Okay. And,
Is there a certain type of membership?
yeah, are there different types of memberships on that committee?
She's a member at large.
She's a member at large.
That means she holds a position that doesn't specify she has to be in any.
Like for Concom or
Right.
some other committee?
Are there,
Okay.
are there associate members already?
No, there is 5 members at large and 2 representative members.
Or-
One from Recreation and the other one from Concom.
Okay, so there are no cottage representatives or,
No, but
No.
if they apply, they can certainly
yeah,
interview.
I just
yeah.
wondered, yeah, I didn't know if
Yeah.
it was broken down that way.
I
Okay.
don't know if any of these individuals on here are cottage
Cottage owner, yeah,
owners,
neither do I, okay. Yep,
but
but
there's
it's not
5
required, yeah.
members at large.
Okay.
Do we have any
We have
expressed interest on this?
one application from a year and a half ago that did not get placed on, and that's Mr. French.
Mm-hmm.
I do have to reach out to him to see if he's still interested in the position, because has become vacant, so I need
Okay.
a courtesy reach out to him.
Thank you.
Right.
Other than that, we've received no new applicants for it, and it's only been up for reappointment for a week now on the website,
Okay,
so not a lot of people have seen it.
okay. Could you also look, we had several folks that came off of the last Citizens Academy that some had expressed interest in Sandy Neck.
I'll
And
pull
at the
those
time, we didn't have
applications
any.
as well.
Yeah, so if you want to maybe add those to the list.
Absolutely.
To see if there's any interest. And then we'll want to make sure that communications includes the vacancy in the e-newsletter so that in
It is
addition to.
listed on our website right now, so
Okay.
if anybody was to go to the town council website and click on committee vacancies, they'll see the Sandy Neck vacancy.
Okay,
But I'll make sure our communications director puts it in e-news as well.
I think that, I don't know, what is the feeling of the committee on whether we would interview people as early as November or whether we would keep it open till December or January? Maybe 4 weeks if we,
It's 4 weeks from today.
Yeah.
Yeah.
is that
That should be
sufficient
enough
time?
Yeah, I
Okay.
think so. Sure.
All right, so if there are candidates that are interested in this position, we'll put them on the agenda for November.
Perfect.
Okay? Thank
They
you.
may not all be able to make it that day, and we may have to roll it, roll into the
We'll have
next
to make
meeting.
that
Yeah,
decision
yeah,
on
yeah.
whether we can make a decision or whether we
Okay.
would postpone it based on interest. don't see any other business to
Just
address.
the meeting minutes.
Oh, meeting minutes. Thank you. Do I have a motion to approve the meeting minutes from September 12th, 2023?
If I say so moved, does that do it?
Yes? Second? All right. Any discussion? Hearing none. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? That motion carries. Our next meeting then would be November 7th, 14th, I think,
Yes.
November 14th. Okay. And the world may look different on November 14th,
All
but
right.
we'll still be here for that
Post-election
post-election meeting.
apocalypse.
All right. Seeing no other business, may I have a motion to adjourn?
Motion to adjourn. Thank you, Sarah.
Thank you, Sarah.
We have to vote?
Yes. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Thank you, everybody.
All
Thank you,
right.
Sarah. Thank you, Sarah.
Thank you, Sarah.
Have a nice weekend.